Rubble, 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 rubble. I won myself another...
Who let that dog in here? Get that dog out of here! People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required.
Yeah, his head.
Yes, mostly his head, but we're going to gloss over that. Wait, no, we're not. That's someone beating himself, of course.
Good grief, yada yada. Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
When did the judge learn Japanese?
I learned it from you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Hello everybody, KVTV on the Sun, and welcome back to the 5th case of the Greatest Attorney. The Skokin brothers are clearly hiding something or someone at this point.
No. If we put up now, you know what they'll do to us.
Uh-huh. Who? He? Who are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you. Ruff, come on! The game's up!
Cut all the guts for the cartridges.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances in which this meeting took place.
Well...
Do you have to?
Yes!
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
And then they proceed not to say anything truthful.
Encounter with the victim.
Right, so we just got inside the gaff on either Saturday when that geezer showed up his mug.
You mean that gun he bellowed? And then he flew at us like we was possessed. I thought we had it.
Well, for an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He struck me over the counter.
Weh! I pulled me gun on him, and then he liked it through that door in the back room.
Well, no, that had nothing to do with killing him. That is what all happened, I swear. So he said, give me the gun before he went into the room.
Wait.
We're waiting, Lord Van Zeeks.
So you're now telling us, that moments before the victim was killed in, the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop. Well, yeah, sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time...
Well, this time, Nash, we didn't get nothing more to hide. Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for.
If they do another testimony, I'm going to start calling them old bags.
What? Oh.
If they do another testimony, I'm going to start calling them old bags.
Turns out they're actually the ancestors of Old Bag for some reason.
Okay, well, I'm gonna save us all the trouble. We have to press everything.
Cool.
Alright.
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windybank.
Sorry, I mean, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. We never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom.
No, the bathroom. What do you think?
Does that place even have a
Yeah.
bathroom?
No, it doesn't.
We can't tell them that. They knows we've been there multiple times. See, the dogs said about that too.
Oh man, the dogs are onto us, bruv.
We gotta hightail it out of here.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to go. We can't be here. I'm sorry, Judge. Gregson, Reaper, we have to go. I'm leaving.
You're not gonna stay here.
No, I am deathly allergic to dogs. I can't be here.
That's unfortunate for you.
No, I will break out in hives. I have to go. I have to go right now.
You have to stay here.
No, I can't. You don't understand, please. I have to leave right now.
As it is.
Please.
We got. Yeah. That must have been what popped him from. Yeah, only place he
Please,
could
I
have
have to
been.
go. Please, big bruv. Why are you doing this to me? I gotta go.
We gotta stay here.
Please, why are you doing this to me?
No, look, I told you this is the only place
Told
we
ya.
could have come from.
Well, it's okay. Pretty sure Gregson isn't gonna let you go anywhere, so, deal with it. Anyway.
As I said, that was the only place that he must have popped up from. Only place it could have been.
It would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Jenny must have been in there at that point as well.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windybank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
It was a misunderstanding.
I don't know.
Did you see the accused at that time?
What? The mall tour? Couldn't tell you.
No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
You mentioned that Mr. Windybank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well... yeah.
Everyone in the courtroom sighs and just looks at these two. Man, I hate these guys.
I'm just picturing the face palming scene from Naked Gun 33 and a third.
Yes.
Where, like, the entire Academy Awards are just face palming all at the same time.
Yes.
Was the victim, Mr. Windybank, wielding a gun at the time?
What is he ever? Blimey, lummy, a great ugly berry on. Put you straight on me frontispiece.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windybank with the gun at that time. Is that right?
It is, Gav, it is. Spot on.
And all of a sudden he came at us, he did.
That was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we had it, I mean.
Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too.
Well, yeah, of course we did.
Knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
I got dangling some marionettes, or knocked over the picture frame, or knocked over the scales on the floor.
So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter.
Big bruv here went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. And the old geezer pinned him.
He did, Nash, he did. If he hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There's a button under the counter used to activate it. which is presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. When the butters? When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windybank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
I mean, they're sweating so much, they're probably the same consistency as butter.
Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windybank?
Never. I was just, looking out for me, looking out for me, bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened. Don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burgled. Yes.
And then the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Windybank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun.
Yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windybank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windybank's hands again?
I have no idea. But that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and me bruv here.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my bruv here.
You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Arthur was from the inside.
We know it was because we tried to open it.
But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Are we forgetting the part about how she just politely waited in there while all this was going on?
Right? And, Windybank had his gun back?
Yeah. It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, Counsel?
I say this is all bullshit. I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could possibly have shot Mr. Windybank? There could have been. Didn't Nash say he flashed out his gun? Mr. Skokin.
What?
Although that leaves the question, who shot Sholmes then? I don't even know anymore.
What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did? What is your point, my learned friend?
The question we must answer is, who could have shot Mr. Windybank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. Rubble, rubble, rubble.
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. I'm very proud of this drawing.
Yes, we know.
The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts, so pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Counsel. You must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
No.
Be optimistic.
Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Bruno?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
Oh, now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun.
Behind the counter.
Yes.
Behind the door.
What do you mean?
Yes. The behind the counter,
behind the counter-
door, the same place.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we all had the same idea. We just came at it at a different way. It's like if you want your glass half full or half empty, right? Right. The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
In answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Inside the room.
Yes.
There's a peephole. Everyone's forgetting that.
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Continue.
Mr. Winniebank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom.
Well, according to the Skokin brothers' earlier testimony,
Pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room.
if Mr. Winniebank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time.
Oh, that makes more sense than my peephole theory.
I mean, you still wouldn't be wrong, you know. There's still,
Okay.
like, an option to shoot the guy. But no, that would make sense. Maybe something happened. Maybe he came out, then turned around and run back to the storeroom, so the door was open, and in that moment, the shot was fired.
Oh.
It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
Oh.
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
There's Ringo.
It wasn't me. It was Orenji. Yeah.
Poor man, shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory.
Oh, that too.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windybank.
Okay,
Told
there's
you
a
it wasn't
point there.
me.
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
But... What if someone else locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Is that so?
Oh...
Hey, but why would Gina lock it then?
I don't know, to protect herself from the dude with a gun?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Very well then, Counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court.
Like, a guy just died in front of her, yeah.
Theoretically, she could have also grabbed Windy Bank's gun hoping to, defend herself.
Wendy's Bank's gun didn't have a shot in it left, did it?
I don't think she knew that.
Okay. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside?
John Wilson.
And if you say John Wilson,
Yeah, too
I'm
late.
going to...
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection! That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck.
I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, Counsel?
Yeah, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Oh my god,
Fake notions have no place in my courtroom, Counsel. Remember that, please.
I just gave you a good point. There's no proof of it, because you don't know, but I just gave you a point, and Naruhodo isn't even going to try to bluff it, alright.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Oh my goodness, a 10-year-old's gonna have to tell you. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh, yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Mr. Straight and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windybank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
Amazing. Here's a sticker.
I like Nash just being like, oh my god, we're intruders?
I
This
know,
whole
I know,
time?
I don't believe it either.
Oh my god, I need to sit. Your theory is correct. That would leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windybank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see where you're going with this.
Do you? Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But we ain't the ones who done it.
Oh, they have a voice thing, okay.
It's like, who is that? And then it's like, that? Okay, I guess, sure, that's the voice we want to give.
Wow, we gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
Yeah, you got a gun. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that part.
There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skokin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. When you
I'm still here at the sounds, doing absolutely nothing.
Where does this leave us?
You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
I should have known it was those three brothers. They'd look as okay. We're now finishing that.
Yes, I concur, my 3D friend. They look as dense as a forest. I am English tourist Russian man.
Still wondering if I left it in the body.
That is a problem you should probably go figure out.
That was amazing, Bruno! All the members
Seriously,
of
did I leave it in the body?
all the members of the jury, except for the doctor, seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever. And probably the last.
But I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict or not.
courts!
Oh no. Evil laughter! Oh no!
An admirable effort, my learned friend.
What's this now?
You
He's-
saw a funny joke.
He's laughing?
You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks. I myself find the defense's arguments most persuasive.
A moment, please. Okay, there we go. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here.
Yes, I am Russian British citizen, and I found that statement racist.
What?
What?
The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw?
Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
I say, Lord Van Zeekst. Might be an idea to explain this bully conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground,
The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
Oh. There are 3 bullets now.
By George, count bullets!
Oh dear. He noticed then.
Huh? What's everyone talking about?
Counsel,
Yes, sir. Trying to think back. I'm trying to think back. No, sorry. I think there was...
I'm laughing that he just immediately, like, got all rigid. Like,
Yeah.
yes, teacher. What is it, teacher? Tell the court. How many bullets were found at the scene of the crime?
2 bullets.
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body and strike the calendar, revealing Heinz green ketchup.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did.
I'm concerned by what this dude's gonna say.
Oh my goodness, I think you'll find. Okay then.
That if a single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
What do you make? Not shot by same gun? Stop. Only one bullet. Stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
We can't prove that Gina actually shot that gun, though.
Ah!
Order! 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 I said order. Don't flip that bottle back there.
You said order. You said order. I'm ordering a new bottle.
I hate you.
Mother. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery.
Lord Van Zeeks, I hope you're willing to pay for the medical bills of people who have broken glass in the face now.
Let's be honest, my lord, someone immediately grabbed the glass and started drinking from it.
It's the Lord's. It's the Lord's wine.
Shit, he has a point.
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present.
You should have
hello?
presented that earlier.
Yeah, wait, hold that disc. Hello?
I'll be taking whatever it is Miss Gibb has done to the yard, thank you very much.
Oh, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. You hear that, Yuke? He's taking my stuff.
That's wrong, Joey.
I want him to take my stuff.
Shut up, Tristan.
I am sorry, miss. But anything belonging to Mr. McGill has been taken as evidence now.
Really weird to shift gears to that after doing Van Seeks and doing Nash. It's just kind of like, oh god, wait, hang on, switch to Joey voice, switch to Joey voice.
Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc.
That's right. Disc. McGilded's music box disc. The disc is specifically for McGilded's music box. That disc.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. But with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add. But by brute force and brazen impudence.
You weren't there. Good gracious.
I'm sorry, would you like me to make Gregson testify to it? Would that feel better?
I mean,
Would you enjoy
could. And, I mean, we literally had the flashback where he was like, I have to take this. And she was like, that's mine.
Okay,
and he was
I'm
like, sorry,
gonna-
gotta take it. And then she was like, okay.
I'm gonna let
Gregson,
you.
tell me, was she impudent? Yes or no
Yes.
question. Was she impudent?
That's a loaded question and you know it.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'm not going to answer that.
Oh, fine.
Find out in the next video, guys. See you guys then.